Hello, everyone. Welcome to Mini Break. I'm Gary Preston with my co-host Cindy Beal. Our guest today is a jack of all trades, an actor, comedian, and tennis coach. He helped lead his university to a 52-year drought to the NCAA tournament. In 2019, he was the GLTA doubles champion on the Clay Court Classics in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Ladies and gentlemen, Brian Bradley.
Hello, and welcome to Mini Break. Today we have our very special guest with us, Mr. Brian Bradley. Hi, Brian. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm just doing phenomenal. Living my best life. Full fantasy.
I see you have your little beer in your hand and your swoop going on and everything.
Girl, I'm giving you my aesthetic. That's what we do.
It needs to be off the screen. It looks good, though.
I know, right?
I like it.
I love it. It's great. So how are you doing? What's going on with you?
It's a gorgeous day. I've been playing tennis, luckily. It's like in New York, so tennis courts are open, but not a barber. Not quite yet. But I've been doing pretty good, handling it mentally. Yes. Okay. Sorry, I'm feeling anyway.
Well, I think this week we're going to start our show off just a little bit different than what we normally do. We did this last week and we got a lot of good response from it. So we decided to go ahead and bring it back. But this time we're going to start it off at the forefront. So everybody get your pencils ready and get your answers ready, because at the end of the show, we'll reveal what the truth is. So we're going to do two truths and a lie, because we want to get to know you, Brian Bradley, the real me. All right.
The real me.
So the first one is, Brian's tennis idols growing up were James Blake and Serena Williams. Or number two, during Brian's child acting career, he once yelled expletives during an audition for The Incredibles. How dare you? And number three, Brian failed to make the cut to become a ball boy at the US Open on 3 separate occasions. So everybody, please put your answers down and let us know what you think at the end of the show. And we will reveal exactly which one of those is the lie.
Did you see my poker face on all 3? I was like,
you're very serious.
Nobody's going to know this.
And Chip said, hi, Brian.
Hi. Wait, Chip said that? Chip, hi.
Yes. So let's just go ahead and just dive right in and see what we have for you question-wise. Gary,
questions.
Do you want to start off?
Yes. So I want to know what came first, the tennis player or acting?
Ooh, oh my gosh, that's a good question. You know what? I'll tell you what came first. The tennis, and I'll tell you why. Because my mom was like this big with me, and she was playing tennis. So I think that even attributes to now, where like I hear the sound of a tennis ball and it's something so like viscerally calming to me. So I really feel like it comes from that. Well, just like I felt my mom, and her footwork and her split steps. And I think that's, it's really translated to me. So definitely the tennis. And then when I was basically birthed, I would say the acting was something I really wanted. Since Titanic, I was like totally like, oh my God, I want to be Leonardo DiCaprio. I want to be with Leonardo DiCaprio. It's just like, that was all the tea for me.
So basically you just came out with jazz hands, is what you're saying.
Basically, yeah. The whole heels bit and, just voguing before voguing I knew it existed. So
what came first, you being with Leonardo DiCaprio or you working with Leonardo DiCaprio?
Well, both happened, luckily. So, both happened. So whatever. I can die tomorrow now. No.
Well, we wouldn't want that.
No, sorry. I'm just saying, it's all happened for me. No, not actually. But yeah, both have been super important since I was young,
All right,
it's really special.
Well, I mean, we definitely love the fact that, you were in utero getting your tennis on. So
I'm telling you.
Now we can at least look forward to Olympia playing, because, we know Serena was playing while she was pregnant. So
oh, yes.
We got that going on for us.
We got her. Yes, absolutely. Oh my
So
God.
that is absolutely wonderful. But Chip did have a question real quick. He said, when did your musical chops start?
Oh, girl. You know what? I've always like sang, and I've always like had a good voice, and it was always a something that scared me though. Like I remember sixth grade was my first like big musical audition, and I was just like so horrified. I was just it feels like getting naked. But now, as time passes, I know like I have a damn good body, in a metaphorical sense. So I'm like, okay, but I've just always music is always something that'll get me to cry at the drop of a hat, just like a movie or show. So I love that stuff that'll just like enter your like when I hear a good song, I'm just out my body, and that's what I love, like to just like escape with something. And music is such a good art to do that. So
Yeah.
since young.
Yeah, because when we all started this whole quarantine thing, and I started looking at your Instagram more, and when you first did one of your songs, I was just like, I didn't know that you could sing. Because everybody says you can sing, but
Oh,
It's like
yeah,
quarantine.
back to the left.
Right.
But
I mean,
you have an awesome voice.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. Yeah, it's been a journey to even put it out in a video for people to see. It's like, but now I'm like, okay, I love doing it. I'm confident with it, so it'll come more and more.
So who's your
Like a
inspiration?
lot of the tennis players are singers as well.
Oh, I know Christiane for one, right?
Mhm.
Doesn't she sing? And also, wait, which music people? Oh my God! I mean, voices that I try to copy because I've always been like was good at impersonations and stuff growing up, and I hear it and then I try to learn that. So like I love a little J Hud. Not to say I'm at their caliber, but I'm gonna name some artists: Jennifer Hudson, James Arthur. I mean Adele, Shawn Mendes. I mean it's just like voices that I want to kind of just like and like certain people's run, like Jasmine Sullivan. I try to like find it's all about runs for me. I love milky runs. Those get me like on the floor. So.
Okay, well, since you said all that, can you give us just a little bit? Just a little bit.
Do you know where I'm coming from? Did you know how to get under my skin? Did you know I've been feeling this for a while? Did you ever know how to make me smile? Ooh, almost that last run, but
Okay, all right. Giving Brandy a little run for her money per se.
oh, stop it, Sydney Beale. Stop it.
Well, somebody got to catch her because that girl can run. So I'm just saying.
It's because I've heard other people do it, and I'm like, I want to be you. So it's all about inspiration.
Well, I love it. I think it's great. So
Brandon Brian, the boy is mine.
Yeah. Who said that? Fancy comments.
Going back just a little bit through all of the stuff that I've read up on you and trying to figure out who Brian is. I mean, Catholic school, really?
Okay, let's put this into perspective.
I would never say that Brian went to a Catholic school.
Well, I mean, he's drinking after 12 o'clock noon, so it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, this is
not
very
Presbyterian before that time, 12 noon.
That's so true. No, I mean, honestly, I grew up, I went to like my first 3 years of schooling, preschool to first grade was all like at a church area, and we did the prayers and everything. But Catholic University, I feel like it's not as religious as it sounds because it is the Catholic University of America. But to be honest, I had the bomb ass time, 4 years of loveliness, tennis, drama, parties. I just kind of got to consume everything that you could. So I was really happy with it. It wasn't mandatory mass or anything, but it was all good people around. So I was down for it. When I visited, I was like, let me go here because I can do drama and tennis and like still go out. So It was a time.
So what was your main focus? Was it mainly on drama or tennis, or were they equally important to you?
They were equally important. They go hand in hand in my life. I need both as much as, even during a quarantine, you can make your own way to perform, you thank God we have phones and stuff. So you can make up your own crap. And I've always been like weirdly creative and you can just, throw something out there. But I forgot your question. Oh, what happened? This is my first drink, I swear.
Okay, because I was going to ask that. No, it's like which one, if they were equally important, or
Oh,
how did you
yeah.
balance that? I should
Right,
say.
of course. No, yeah. I mean, balance was luckily I could play tennis right after class. So it was like 3 to 6, and rehearsal would always start at 7. It was like perfection.
Mhm.
You would always do late, like at night practices. I mean, rehearsals, and then like you can even start 12 to 2. Luckily, the way we ran our practices in tennis was pretty chill. Like literally, anytime we were free, you have a person who's also free. We hit. So it was awesome to play like every day, all the time.
Awesome, because
Yeah.
Gary said in his opening that you came to the school and all of a sudden you helped to end a 52-year drought of them going into the NCAA. What was
That's
that
not
like?
easy to do in the conference you're in. So
Right. You know what?
Such a life with that, so I just need to understand
I'm
what's
getting
going
a
on.
life. Thank you so much. I will gladly reminisce. It was a good time. No, but but it was like for my first 3 years, it was good. I think the reason I like captained my senior year was just because I was just like so into it, and able to kind of wrangle the dudes and kind of like let's all chill and be in good spirits. And it definitely wasn't just me, that's for damn sure. But it's cute to say you're senior captain of that team. There was guys in there that were super helpful, and I just remember it being good. I was just happy to be on a team, like a team where I was like really valuable. Because in high school, I was kind of tertiary, but I didn't really find myself. Because I actually think that right after I was like coming out was when my tennis was just like totally night and day.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
my judge finally.
You found your shit. Now, the question I think a lot of people want to know, because especially in the sports arena, we all try to make sure that we fit in to a certain degree. So when you were playing at the Catholic University of America, which still sounds like a mini Vatican,
it's Hogwarts.
were you out at that time when you started playing there at the college?
Well, here's the tea about that. I mean, no, I wasn't out. But tennis, luckily, from when I was younger, was always like something to prove every time I was on the court. It was always something like here, like everything is whatever you call it, is just like is out the door. It's like my ability, and that's all that matters. Because when you're growing up thinking there's something like wrong, what society says, you go on somewhere and you're like, oh wow, like that all doesn't matter. It's my ability, and it just shows that that's not everything. Certain parts about you are not everything, even if
Right.
it's taboo. So I was on the court and I was like, like let's go. I want to win. I'll run down every damn ball, because it's like that need to always prove yourself, to feel like there's nothing wrong with me. In that little way. I know it's deep, but and I came out in sophomore year. It was like middle of sophomore year. So I did my first year, freshman year, I was number 5 on the team. And then I was like number 3 sophomore year, and dead ass, I came out and then I was number 1. Let's be real. That's what happened. Because I was just like, I'm telling you, like that next day after I said it out loud, I was just like, let me swing out, and just like, and be unapologetically running for it and being dramatic and just like doing whatever. And it was great. And then I was number 1 until we got like a sickening freshman senior year. He was sickening, so he took 1 gladly, and we played doubles together. It was a joy. But yeah, so junior year, senior year, I was out, and it was baby gay turning into, midlife gay. I still feel, I don't know.
finding yourself throughout that whole.
For sure.
So it was, because we often hear about how gay players are treated differently once they come out. So did you feel any different, or because I know it sounds like it was a huge weight lifted off your shoulders per se, for just being able to come out and be yourself. But did the players treat you any differently, or your coach treat you any differently once they found out?
Okay, you want to know the tea on this then?
Oh,
Okay,
yes, I do.
well, because I did go to the Catholic University of America. I mean, it wasn't like totally like not a stitch of religion going on. So, and I'm pretty sure a few of them are not listening. So I think I'm free to spill this tea. And actually, my coach has passed away recently.
Right.
God bless him, because he was actually great. I actually never told him, but I'm sure it would have been fine. But I never ended up telling him. I didn't think it really mattered. And then there was a kid on the team who, was, in the middle of the country and definitely had views, negative ones. So I just like was able to compartmentalize. If I know someone's saying that, I'm not going to make you part of my like inner circle or personal life. But I can compartmentalize. If you're an athlete who's going to help me reach a goal, we're going to do that. And he wasn't like nobody was bigoted towards me. I never felt like any type of like bullying actually about it. But from the actually a lot of the guys on the team were so great about it. We're so nice, you know. I mean, it was a great team. I was happy, you know. But you know, a little bit of come on, you got somewhere, you know, middle of the country.
Oh yeah.
Not to shade anybody in the middle of the country, but you know.
Yeah, it's different depending on what part of the country you're in. I mean, as opposed to north, south, east, west, it is different. You know, Midwest, totally different. You know, on
Right.
how you're treated depending on how you come out and you know what's going on in the area. And you know, even now, you know, in 2020, you still have some people that go through some of those issues of coming
Absolutely.
out. So it's not
Absolutely.
like it's, you know, all well and good. It's become better, but you know, it's
Right.
still have a lot of stuff to get through. So we have one question real quick that we have to kind of bounce back on with your
Yes.
singing stuff. So
Oh.
Kyle wants to know whose runs are better, Christina or Beyonce?
Gutturally Christina. Milky wise is Beyonce. You know, Beyonce's are more like actually that actually sounded like Christina. That sounded like Christina, didn't it?
Just a little bit.
Kyle, why are you giving me them hard questions? They're both sickening. You know what? I'm not going to compare two women. Kyle wants me to be like that. I'm not. I think both of them are sickening, and I support both of them. I follow both of them on Instagram. That's it. Explain the hair. Well, when you're capable of doing something, sweetheart, you're going to do it. Especially if it looks like tidal wave realness. Jimmy Neutron meets Cameron Diaz, and there's something about Mary. You know.
Yes, very something about Mary. And Kyle says he feels very attacked right now.
Oh, I'm sorry that you feel attacked.
Sorry, Laganja.
Right? I should have got a straw so I could have done the untucked, like.
Right? Just give it to him.
Yes.
So, Brian, question. After college, what did you want to continue to do? Did you want to go on your quest with tennis or acting or both?
Well, I feel like when I went to college, I kind of was putting acting on hold because I was leaving New York City. So I had like a manager and did all this stuff a lot growing up in the city. And then going to college was like, okay, I'm going to take a break from that and do this college experience, you know, and, you know, find my way in like my age group society in a way. Because high school is always kind of like when you're closeted, it's like, it's not as authentic as you'd want it to be, if you will. But wait, after college, can you remind me what you said? I get into a thing and then like
if you want to pursue, no, it's okay.
Oh,
If you
what I want to pursue after. Right.
Yeah.
Of course. I mean, I want to do acting. Of course. Like, I mean, performing. I want to find some sort of outlet where I can do that in some way, and I'm still figuring out like the best way. But I think the tennis thing fell into my lap right after graduation. So I already had through my coach's son. I got a job like literally right after, which is very lucky. And, you know, I was always thinking, okay, like we can teach tennis. If I'm on a tennis court, I'm pretty happy. I mean, whatever you want me to do. So I've done that. 2014, I graduated and I was at like 2 clubs. And now I've been at my current job for like 4 or 5 years. So tennis, I mean, and luckily you can do tennis and, you know, there's creative ways to be a performer. We're working on it, you know. I'm still young, I guess, you know, so. We'll see. I'm a late bloomer, y'all. I'll get my Oscar at 45.
See, do that.
I'll take it. I'll wait.
Joan Crawford.
For me, it's, you know,
Yes.
I just call you like just an actor because it seems like you're so well versed, you know, no pun intended, and you know everything. You know, can you tell us something about like some of your other artistic endeavors besides the singing and you know the acting?
Oh wow! Besides singing and acting, other creative things I like to do. Oh my god. Okay. Well, I love to dance. You know, I'm not like a dancer, and when I do dance and I try to dance, it's very Gumby. But like I love to like, you know, do a little shake. I very much miss like going out and dancing with my girls. But you know, I mean, definitely, I will do a TikTok dance. I'm not above it. We're in quarantine. And then what else? I mean, I guess back in the day I was doing print. I did print work. Like I was on a Hallmark magazine and did an off-Broadway thing where I was like an understudy for the lead, but it was all this drama and I got deaded and never got to perform after doing it for like a few months. And it was like, show is canceled. You're never doing the show. And I was like, ugh! But that was like, I feel like I've dabbled, girl. I mean, it's fun. I just want to like do fun things. Oh my God,
Right.
Halcyo.
Yeah.
Hey.
So
He wants to know if you're going to sing at the next banquet at Liberty Open.
I will sing at all the banquets. Okay. I'll sing at all the banquets. Very much so.
It would be a reenactment of Hello, Dolly.
So
Yes.
It's either that or Moulin Rouge with Christina Aguilera. One of the two. I haven't made up my mind yet.
Okay, I guess you'll be picking my songs then. You'll be in charge of picking my songs, I guess.
we will
Gary.
send you your playlist directly after the show. So
Please do. Okay, fine. Give me all. Give
So
me-
now,
and I am telling you. No, JK. Not doing
so
that. No, ma'am.
Andreas wants you to tell us about being on SNL on Saturday Night Live.
Thanks for that question, Andres. That's nice.
Great accomplishment.
Oh boy. I mean, you can call it an accomplishment per se, but it's actually, back in that day, 03, 04, I appeared. And there was no audition process. It was just like, I was lucky with the manager I had, and they were like, we need some kids. And she was like, Brian, So I went over, and you do like the practice night. Well, it's the best thing actually, because I was in middle school and I was just like, in math class, like I hate this. And the lady comes in and she's like, I need to talk to Brian for a second. And then I get out my chair and then I go outside, and she's like, you're going to be on Saturday Night Live. And I was just like, ah! And she's like, you're out of here. You're leaving school, bitch. And I was like, yes. And so that happened. And then I missed like all of Friday. You practice, and then Saturday. And the thing is you meet like everybody. Like this was the Jimmy Fallon, Tina Fey days.
Oh, okay.
Boy, oh boy, everybody was nice. Everybody was nice. Like that's it. Daryl Hammond was weird, but he's Daryl Hammond. But everybody else was really nice, and he was too. But then again, I had like a panic attack a few times. A few funny stories, but I had like a meltdown because they cut a lot of the shows. Did you know that on SNL? They do like they like go 30 minutes over, and they gotta just snip, snip, snip. So my like 11-year-old self was very worried about that because I had a line in my first one. I spoke, so that's like huge T. So I was like, oh my God. And then a lot of other kids' lines got cut in that skit, and mine didn't, and it went through, and I was like, oh my God. And then they put a cop outfit on me, and the gay part of me was like, these sunglasses are too big. Nobody's gonna know who I am. That literally was my meltdown in the hallway with all the pictures in the hallway. Like my mom had to like really send me to earth quick. Because I was like in big glass, because I was in a cop uniform trick-or-treating. So, and then it was really cool. Met Halle Berry, and another time I was Amy Poehler's kid. Like she was like here, and I was like there, like her kid. And I was just like, come on, Amy Poehler's calling me Bri. Yes. Got my makeup.
That is
hair
awesome.
done next to her. Oh my God. I would like that again. So Lauren, if you're watching, hit me up. I'll do another appearance.
Awesome.
Thanks for that question, though, Andresa. I never get to talk about it.
Well, it seems like, because you have a very comedic spirit. So it seems like, being a comic is also one of the things you do. So do you think being a comic is harder than just being like a regular actor, or are they equally as tough?
Ooh, that's a good question, because when you say comic, it's not that. It's funny. It's more self-proclaimed when I say that I'm like a comedian, because I've never done stand-up or anything like that. But for me, whenever I'm in a room, like my goal is to make everyone that I'm with or someone to laugh or smile or like dead ass. I know it sounds like corny, but honestly, like if someone's like laughing and like losing their mind and like laughter, that is my like ultimate drug. And then the annoying part when you're like a comedian is that you experience it and then you're like, oh no, like stop laughing, like I'm uncomfortable. But in deep down, you're like, please keep going. Please please continue being obsessed with my humor. But it's like a weird balance, but it's harder to like make, because it's like the worst feeling when you like make a joke and everybody's like, but that's life.
But do you
everything
feel
you say is funny?
But do you feel like when you're trying to be funny that it doesn't work as well as when you're just being yourself?
Say that for the back row.
See, because I mean,
That.
like that because my friends tell me they're like, "Oh my God, you're so funny," and I don't see it. I don't hear it. I don't see it. But
you
when they,
are.
but when they tell me that, I'm just like, okay, well, thank you. Whatever do whatever you got to do. But then when I feel like I'm trying to be funny, I feel like I'm just pancaked, just
Totally.
done, and I'm just like, I will never open my mouth again ever.
Yep.
So,
I mean, that makes sense. Yeah. But the acting's easier because when you're auditioning and you have sides, you have stuff to read, and then you have something to work off of.
right.
But but when you're like just trying to be funny off the fly, like you better find that moment and get it now and be quick.
Oh yeah, yeah. Because
So I respect the actual like comedians like working like that. A lot.
yeah, because I mean, and especially in the gay community, one of the things that I learned a long time ago, because especially coming from Texas, like
Yeah.
everybody down there, quick wit. Like I can come back at anybody anytime for anything that they say. I always have a comeback. I don't have to think about it. It's just in my nature because I'm not letting you come for me without me coming back at you and then taking you out to dinner for it.
Right.
So I'm gonna let you know who you are because you got to come for me. So-
Right. No one's coming for Sydney.
And
They better
it's all
not.
with love. It's all with love.
I gotta go to
Ryan.
Texas. I want to play the tournaments in Texas really bad. I hear it's good.
We should go because that's my home state and I have yet to play a tournament in Texas.
Oh my God, take me. Can you get David Chen to hook us up like with a free flight?
He's on here, so you.
Oh, he's on. Yay.
He's on.
Woo,
Say
hey,
hi.
David.
He knows you're here.
Hey, boo. Yeah, I'm gonna take my headphones out real quick.
Okay, we'll wait.
Okay, you hear me?
Yep,
Just because my phone's on fritz. Okay, here we go.
no problem.
Yay. All right, we're all set.
Now, Brian, has that also had to carry?
Oh my God.
Right, where'd you go? We
I'm
missed
out
you.
here. What the?
It's actually his hair blocking the screen. It's okay.
Okay.
Um,
I'm here. Okay. Anyway, how y'all doing? What's next?
How you doing?
so
Can you hear me?
yes,
Yeah,
we can
perfect.
hear you.
Okay,
So,
great.
so when it comes
Sorry
to you
about that.
actually teaching,
Yeah.
do you feel you have to add lib per se?
Empress Chen, absolutely.
Oh my
She's
god!
such an empress. Oh my God.
She's serving darkroom realness. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Greg. What was your question?
No, I was actually when I saw Lady Chen on there, I kind of chuckled a little bit. So, would you
can't
say
hear
you're
Gary.
a tennis
just
pro?
me.
You have to ad lib.
Wait.
Wait,
I can't hear Gary.
Okay, Gary, say it again.
I said. Let me clear my throat. So when you teach,
Is Gary playing with me, Sydney? I
huh?
can't hear.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Can
Okay.
you hear Gary? He's doing it on purpose.
No, I think he was. I think he was trying to ask you a question. I
Can
think
you
he's.
hear me now?
No.
He still can't hear you, Gary. I'll ask the question for you. He was saying,
Okay. Sorry.
repeat the question, Gary, so I can make sure I get it right.
I said, do you ever have to ad lib as a coach, think on your feet last minute as a teaching pro? Because I can relate to him with that.
Yeah, he's asking, do you ever have to think last minute as a teaching pro? Do you have to ever ad lib or think on your feet quickly as a teaching pro?
Ugh, that's such a good question, and the answer is 100% yes.
Yes.
And that's the gig. Yeah, that's the gig. Because you'll get ladies who are like real perturbed, and then you'll get kids who are real out of control, and you just got to know how to diffuse this one, diffuse that one, and make them have a good time, make them like leave being like, yes, like I had a kiki, but also learning and hitting tennis balls.
What about with junior players?
Sydney?
He said, what about with junior players?
Let's just pretend he's
I
four.
think it's because you took your headphones out. That's why. Because Kyle says she's serving didn't pay electricity realness right now.
Me? Right, I know, it's so bad. Anyway, wait, what was the question? Sorry.
Sorry, Gary, what was the question?
I can't do this right now.
This
With-
is awesome.
How do you manage when a kid, like as far as juniors go?
How do you manage as far as juniors go? Like doing the same? Do you have to think on your feet quickly with them as well?
Absolutely. Yeah, with younger kids, there's just like they're all different ways, especially now with this like time where kids are so like involved in their screens and like their phones and all that. So it's like you have to be like blood with them and be like, this is happening now. Let's do it. Let's have fun.
Right.
So it's like a lot more about like, it's like not literal. It's almost ADD, but not like clinical or whatever, not diagnosed ADD with like almost all the kids that you kind of have to deal with. You'll have some here and there who are like, I am listening to you, but it's rare, y'all. It's just rare.
Right. I get it. So real quick, everybody,
I love my kids.
I'm
I
gonna
love my
have
kids.
Gary pop out real quick and sign back on so that way we can try to see if we can fix the reason that Brian can't hear him.
Okay. Wait.
So Gary, sign off and come back on, and it'll just be
Okay.
Brian and I for a quick hot second, okay?
No problem. Hold on.
Sorry, Gary. I hope that's not my fault.
Mhm.
We're gonna say it's Gary's fault. So.
That's right. We'll blame it on Gary for right now. So
Yeah.
Gary, get out
Right now.
Can you
Bye.
hear me though, Sid?
Oh, I can hear you perfectly. I can hear you perfectly
Okay.
fine. So we'll go through some of the little comments that have been coming through until Gary gets back over.
Oh my God, there have been comments?
Oh, yes. Kyle said to watch out for them 3.0 ladies.
Let me tell you. Let me know. I mean, can I tell you real quick about my ladies that I have? Oh my God, there was one night that me and a bunch of the ladies went out to a drag show. And I took them out. I was like, let's go to the drag show. Oh my God. And it was the funnest thing ever. It was like 12 of the ladies watching a drag show, and it was chaotic, but it was everything. So I love my ladies. They're all super nice where I work at New Rochelle Racket Club. The ladies are the right ladies, let me tell you.
They are the right ones.
They're the right ones. You don't want to cross them, but.
And Nicholas Lee is all about that hair, though. He said that hair, though.
I'm living right, Nick. I put my Got To Be glue. I put the hair dry. I was like, it's gotta tilt. It's gotta keep this tilt. So I'm very
Nice. So Chip Hines came in and said, how do you deal with the trophy parents who think their kids are the greatest of all time?
Ooh, I live. Gary.
Say
Hello.
something, Gary.
Hello.
Okay. I can
This is
hear
the
you.
best day. This is the best day ever. Okay, so
I would
Chip,
love to hear you answer this question because it would probably be the same freaking thing that I would say, but go for it.
we'll see. How do I deal with them? Well, I'm thinking of the times that it's happened because I've run tournaments a lot where, you get the higher level kids, and I'm, tournament director where I am. So I've experienced some kids and their parents. What I do, I try to be really professional, but if I'm being disrespected, I will professionally be disrespectful to you.
Right.
No, I mean, not so much. Actually, I wish I was. I'm a bitch who's would like to be excuse me, you're not going to talk to me but in an actual scenario, I do not want to get into any confrontations. I'm not confrontational at all. So when it does happen, I just get very when it's definitely something irrational coming at me in that respect, with the trophy mom, with the parents, and it's rare because there's also great people, but it's where it's all in me and I get so enraged, but you gotta keep it together. And I think it's a challenge. I when people are being shady to you and rude, it presents you with some sort of challenge.
Right.
I always like a challenge.
Right. And Gary, how do you deal with it, Gary?
Well, I mean, if I had hair like him, I wouldn't be afraid of getting in a fight because it wouldn't move, but that's another story. But no, I mean, I agree with that. I think the one thing that we struggle with is there's no the transparency is very diluted. And the one thing to keep in mind is parents and coaches both want the same thing. They want the best for the kids. So I think that gets misconstrued because of the image of, what we have. You think your daughter is let's use the example, Mariah Carey 95, when she sounds like, I want to
the rhymes 2020. But anyway.
Basically. So it's hard to find that balance, but I think you have to figure out kind of the journey of what we've all been through. You have to find your voice and your direction of where you need to go. You don't need to go to a top school to be great.
Right. So now, Brian, I have a question that kind of tags onto that because someone asked it last week, but in a different context. But they were saying, as far as handing out trophies and all of that, do you think it's a good idea to have participation trophies for all the kids that participate in the the mini tournaments and stuff? Or are you one of those that says, if you won, you won, here's your trophy. If not, girl, bye.
I love that question. That's a very good question. Oh my God. And the answer is absolutely no. No participation awards. Get that the hell out of here. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. I mean, honestly, you should see the dang swimming ribbons. I was the mediocrest ass bitch in that pool. And I have my 8th place ribbons and it's fine. But like, you feel bad. Like I was like, oh, 9th place.
Yay.
It's cool. But like, I want that top 1, top 2, I think that's just, we're just too much in that time where it's like, we need to coddle the shit out of people. We just need to coddle the hell out of them. And then you're just like, but that's just not the way, I don't think. I think you need to open up people to disappointment and failure. I think that's super important. And you got to know how to deal with it.
Right. Because I personally feel like that's the only way that someone is going to get better, because by losing is the only way that you know what it feels like to want to win. And if you want to win, that's going to make you push yourself harder to do that, because I don't go to these tournaments to lose. I mean, nobody does. Right. But I know what I need to do to make myself better the next time I play. Right. So if I got a trophy every time I went, I can go to the store and get a glass trophy and say, "Oh, I want a drinking glass," and be happy with it. Like, yay for me! I got this because I just showed up.
Right.
But Brian, do you feel that?
Yes, Mo.
Do you feel that most athletes, I'll even say people in general now with the generation coming up, they don't accept their role? Because I feel like a lot of the kids I even work with, they say they could get on the test team, but they don't want to play 4 or 5 singles. If they're not at the top, it's like, why even bother?
Well, that's an interesting nuance to the situation. I don't necessarily believe in that. I think you got to know your place sometimes and your own way of your own growth. And when you compare it like that, and you're like, I want to be number 1, everybody starts not at number 1. So we need to get a grip, eat some humble pie, be number 5, and then you'll grow and then you'll prove yourself. I mean, that's just what I believe. You go in, you're someone new, especially if you're new to something or you're coming into a new land. You better not expect that you're going to be the best. If you are, that's great, but you don't want to come in thinking that, per se. You want to think you're your best. You want to be your own best. And that's a journey. So, and tennis is an individual sport. So I understand where people are like, because it's kind of a selfish sport-ish, but I don't know. I love a team event. Give me Hopman Cup any day. I would live. Even though that's not happening anymore.
Oh.
Another thing. I know. Upset. Maureen, I want to marry you, but you're married, sis. You're already married with a child. I'm not going to do that to Stu.
See?
Anyway.
Oh, how special. So that all being said, I'm going to move right into GLTA, because I know that you, most people would think that you've been with GLTA for many, many years. But you literally just started GLTA, about 3-4 years ago?
July of
last year.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
2019 July.
Because you came in and you just seemed so comfortable with everything. And because usually the people I see coming into the GLTA tournaments, it takes them a second to kind of get their footing and, knowing who's who and all that. But you came in and it literally looked like you'd been there for years. I mean, not to say you look old, but just saying that you looked like you've been there for years, because it felt like you were just so comfortable with everybody. Yes. And everybody seemed like they knew who you were right away. So how was your first interaction with GLTA? What did you think coming in?
I mean, it was blessed. I mean, it was a month before. That's a weird word, but
Hail Mary, Lady Grace.
That's what my Catholic. That's what Catholicism. But anytime I divert, I lose the question. Am I serious? This wouldn't be even if I'm not drinking. It would happen.
It was just how did you feel? What was your first your interaction with GLTA?
Right. Oh my God. Right. So I was like, what am I gonna do? I really wanted to find gay people to find community with. I mean, that's always been kind of what I've wanted since coming out, and it's a whole different, coming out at 20. So you have some time to kind of find your footing. and I just looked up, tennis, gay tennis up in the search bar, and then was like liaison somehow. And it was like Liberty Open, you can play on the courts of the US Open, which I've done before at the US Open National Playoffs, which was so sickening. But this time I went, and, I was just happy to see like other people like me who are very big on tennis. I mean, that's just an atmosphere I would live for, and that I'm not used to at this time. So going in there, I was like, yes, I live. Everybody's really nice. This is fun. I'm like, I'm just excited. And then to be put, like, I was able to play on the grandstand at the US Open, like a match. And not only just a match, but against Tavares, which was just...
We're going to get into it in a second.
Oh, are you going to get into it? Okay, so let me digress on him. But... No, but it was just like extraordinary. I mean, to play on that, I like was holding back tears, let me tell you, because I never thought in a million years I would like compete in a match like where my name is in a draw, where I'll be playing on a stadium that big. So I was just like, GLTA is my fave. Very that.
I think that was the first time I actually saw you play was at Liberty, and you were getting ready to play Tavares. And I literally walked into the stadium because I knew that Tavares was going to be over there. So I was literally, no shade, but I was coming in to take pictures of Tavares because I knew he was going to be there. And I was just like, and all of a sudden I see this gangly, skinny little kid come out on the court, and I'm just like, oh, bless his heart. All I could say was, just don't break nothing, because all I thought was he was going to destroy you. That's all in my head. That's like, I live for your bravery. I thought he was going to crush him. And then y'all started, just during the warm-up, I could see you trying to get your rhythm in because of the enormity of being on the stadium one. And, because you kept looking around and like, I was just like, pay attention because I don't want a ball to hit you. Because it will go straight through your little body. But then when you guys started playing, I was just like, oh, okay, he came to play. So tell me what your thought process was when you looked across the net and saw Tavares coming at you.
Well, firstly, I wasn't intimidated. I hope Tavares is on, because I wasn't, and I'll play you again. No, I mean, I'm not. I wasn't intimidated. I like, he was giving me energy. Like, he was giving me energy, and that was just something like I was excited about. And I just heard buzz about him and everything. And, and when we were hitting, I mean, I'm a fan of Tavares. So like, I'm a fan of his game because he's so Venus and Serena to me. And they're everything. So like, and I was just playing and I was like, oh my God, I'm on the grandstand and he's hitting like Venus. I'm just like, I'm like, but that was also happening. But on the other side of the coin here, we're going back to where I want to prove myself. When I'm on a court, you can be any certain way, have any sort of game style. If we're in the same draw, I'm not going to go in believing that I can lose. I totally believe that I could pull off an upset. But, when his game style and mine, they're very different. So I had to almost rely on that day for him to not play well and make mistakes. Because luckily I was hitting a lot of balls back and making him win. But he was so on. I mean, he was really, and as he is a lot of times. But I was like, oh, maybe he'll make mistakes. And it was just like, no, he slays. But I won 9 games.
All day. Oh, yeah. Because, I mean, that first set was tight. That first set was tight. And I honestly, I didn't think he thought it was going to be that tight because you were taking it to him in that first set.
I know. And that's what I wanted. I wanted that feeling to set in where it's like, okay, I'm not to be. And I love a little underestimation. I love people, thinking, oh, no. Please do that because I'll show you something else.
Please underestimate me.
Yes, I live. But he was too good. He was too good that day. But I was excited. There was like 13 people watching at one time. I felt like rock star.
Oh yeah, because it was great to see. Because I think sometimes at some of the GLTA tournaments, it's. I think for some people it's a little disconcerting because when they see the draw, people automatically assume, oh, well, this person is going to be in the final because, like you see certain names and you already think, oh, I can't wait to see them play and stuff like that. So you don't really expect those people to lose. And now when I see your name in the draw, I know, okay, I'm going to see him go far. So I know I have time to get myself together to come take pictures and all that stuff when I look at you guys.
That's very sweet. You're gonna get me emotional. I've had a beer and a half. I'm about to cry.
Brian, what is your style of play then? Because I've never seen you play.
Oh snap! You want to know? Oh girl, it's a little bit extraterrestrial. No,
Very ET.
because well, it kind of is. It kind of is because I don't like have the Glory Road textbook swing. Trust and believe. I mean, for me, it's willpower trumps kind of everything else. It's all about like getting the ball back somehow. And I hear a lot of times, you know, growing up and playing and competing, the other person a lot of the time will have better technique than me a lot of the time. And they'll be hitting well. But like I realized throughout that like I have the mental capacity. I can hit shots kind of pretty much where I want. And they look really weird. They look almost ugly a lot. Shout out to Brad Gilbert because I was winning ugly. I win ugly a lot. But you know what? But it gets into people's heads when you're hitting balls weird. Like and I hit them weird, but it's just it's weird. It's Ivo Karlovic serves. Shut the heck up, man.
That's quite a compliment.
Don't be shady, Nicholas Lee. Be shady. Okay, well we'll talk about my serve if you really want to go there. You are I'm getting attacked and bullied in the comments.
We will not have the bullying.
Can you put David
This
Chen?
is why I don't have a good second serve, y'all. This is why.
Could you put David Chen's comment up?
She plays like Amy Frazier. Okay. We'll take it. I got a Kamiko Date the other day because my backhand's like, this is like my backhand. This is it. That's it.
So
But,
T-Rex tennis, basically. Because that's what I said. T-Rex
But it
tennis.
goes in and it bothers people because it's like, why am I losing to this person? And I love that feeling. Please be upset. I'm like, girl, because there's only certain ways I can win, and it's not hitting winners for the most part. I mean, if you come to the net, I love a pass. Give me an opening, give me a target. Super early. Thank you, Halcyo. Oh, yeah, taking time away, and I'm super duper duper fast, faster than most.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm a safe.
Let's talk about your serve for a second
yes.
because we've had 3 people mention your serve. So let's talk about your serve real quick.
They're so true.
Because like Nick said, Ivo Karlovic and Andreas is talking about your second serve. So let's talk about that real quick. What's up with your serve?
Sure. Girl, okay, so we all have strengths and weaknesses. And yeah, girl, oh God, the second serve has been a journey. And it's always been hard. It's the hardest shot, I think. But I'm trying to get more kick. I got to figure out how to like get some like severe kinetic energy up to it. But I've been on some calls with some like WTA players lately, and that's been really awesome.
Mm-hmm.
John Garica has been setting that up, and that's been really amazing. And I'm getting insight. And I remember one real great tip from Sabine Lisicki, who has the fastest serve of all time on the women's side. And someone asked, give me a serve tip. And I was like, I'm all ears because I need all those. And she was like, well, when you serve, you really want to, of course, like go up and after, which, I would say. But she was also saying, like, you don't want your feet to go a little off the ground. You really want to be like, get up off the ground. I'm like, okay. I yet to have really practiced that tip. But, it's cool to hear from Sabine Lisicki, like, a tip on the serve. I'll take them. So thanks, Andres and Nick. Yeah, it's something I got to work on. Yeah.
And I have to congratulate John because I love that show. And, just being able to ask those women how they do things and what they do, because a lot of us don't get a chance to actually meet and talk to WTA or ATP players. And when you do, it's like very short because you're getting an autograph or something. So, right. I think a lot of us have been fortunate to be able to ask those that we admire, what do you do? Because, I've had a chance to ask Serena because I literally like to pattern my serve after Serena. I've watched everything that she does, front, backside, everything. And I've been trying to pattern mine after hers because I love that motion about her serve. And she basically said the same thing. She says, you have to get some air. She's like, your ball toss is one thing, but getting off your feet is another thing. She says, and a lot of people don't think about the jump or the push, into that. And she says that's what helps her serve. And I love that. I live for it.
How many times, Brian? How many times do you have to tell your players when you're coaching them to jump into the court off of the serve?
Well, you know what? it's weird because I know Lisicki and Serena say that, but where I teach, it's not so much like, you know, we're dealing with like top 10 nationally and type stuff. So there's certain things that are, you know, I don't know. I don't teach, to be honest, not currently, to jump on the serve.
Or
Just because I feel like it's hard when you're learning. Huh?
Or at least step into the court, because I feel there's not a correlation at all.
Right. Like we set up, like, two targets, like one on the baseline and one well in front, and you want to finish the serve and have like your left foot in front of the baseline. Like that's like one way to kind of be sure that you're kind of doing some sort of up and in. But you know, I mean, as some of the comments are saying, you know, should I be teaching serving? I don't know anymore.
Well, I mean, don't honestly.
I can't serve, so.
Don't feel bad, because the other day, prior to this pandemic, I was doing a lesson with a kid, and literally my reference has always been a slinky. A slinky coils, a slinky explodes. The kid goes up to the line, Coach Gary, what's a slinky? I've never felt that old in my life. My heart stopped. I'm like,
he outed you in your age.
I gave the New York answer. Google it.
Yep. Oh my God.
Well, I mean, I read somewhere a long time ago that, like, way back when, like when people first started playing, that it was like you would lose a point if your feet left the ground during your serve. And then it like started morphing into people jumping into the air to do their serve because they felt like they got more power. But I thought that was interesting when I read that, because I was just like, I don't know if I've ever just stood flat and served and how that would feel if I did do that.
Right.
But one of the things that I did want to mention is that you are incredibly fast on the court, because I've seen you like way behind the baseline and someone tries to drop shot you, and before you know it, you're up at that net and then going right back to where you were. And it killed me. Because even Andreas was just saying, like, his defense is top notch, like very Kerber-like.
Thank you.
So yeah, and even Kyle is saying that you're a righty Kerber for real though.
We live. Oh, the first time Kyle was nice to me.
Well, here's David's just to balance that out.
Exactly. I'll take it. Okay, David, calm the heck down with those adjectives.
And Brian said, for real though, Brian absolutely breaks people's mentality with his willpower and the shots he comes up with.
That's my boy Nikki Lee. Yay.
So yeah, so I mean, it seems like you've been just like everything to tennis, and everything is about tennis with you. And tell us a little bit more about how tennis has impacted your life. I mean, just your journey and specifically.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like I've had like too many like sad, or dark moments in my life. Knock on wood. I mean, it's life, but I think tennis has been so important, especially like because tennis was before my acting, and I was playing and like competing, if you will. And it helped me a lot when I was going on these auditions, because I would go on auditions like every day, all the time, like throughout the week, a ton. And you'd go in and then you'd never be called. And there's just like, there's so much like failure to it. And then I just knew when I was in the waiting room for them, I just knew like whatever happens. It just like the mentality translates so well, is what I'm trying to say, from tennis. It's very find your independence, figure out ways to problem solve. It's not you against like the world. It's certain like if something does go wrong, I'll be like, okay, I got another match to play, or there's always going to be another match. There's going to be another point, another set. I really use that mentality to not get down. I don't ever like to be like down for too long. I mean, we're human, so like whatever. Like I love a good cry, but I just think it's all about it's a stage too. I love the mixture of acting and tennis, because tennis court is a stage for me. So I always want to perform. When I'm there, I want to perform and show people what I am capable of. And so that also worked in an audition room where it was just like, hey, it's me. I deep down, I know I have something special, but I'm a Gemini, so it's hard. I love myself and I hate myself. It's very Gem. but it's good. tennis is so important, and I'm so lucky that like I'm good at it in some capacity because I wouldn't be good at no other sports except ping pong. Nobody's gonna touch me on that ping pong table. So if there's ever a table at any of these GLT events,
I'm gonna have to challenge you, Brian.
do it.
I'm gonna have to challenge you.
Okay,
I heard him. He's all about the ping pong.
Well,
21
Brian,
love.
when it
Bust.
when it comes to your audition, did you ever go in thinking, I have this, or after you finish the audition,
Mhm.
I got this in the bag?
Oh God, yes. It's a great question because one time, yes, early on, oh my God, it was for Stouffer's. It was for a Stouffer's commercial. And I remember I was so funny in that room. I had everybody cracking up. And then I left and I was like, I'm waiting for my callback, waiting for my callback. And then like standing by the dang answering machine, like waiting for, the message to come. And then I never got a call back. And that was, probably like my 30th audition amongst like a few hundred in my life. And from then on, I go into that audition room, I do what I do and forget it. I'm like, if I get it, it is a beautiful moment. But I can't after that because I was disappointed and I remember it still. So I'm just like, and you learn from that. Oh, come on, Abe.
Okay. Hi, Abe. Thank you for joining us.
Bring it out. Yeah, thank you, Abe. That's so nice. Dude, come on.
Well, that's awesome. I think that, most of my tennis idols per se, they all say the same thing. It's all about your mental fortitude and,
Yeah.
Being able to just let go and just think about what you're doing at that moment and not what you're trying to do for the next point or, trying to forget about what you did in the last point that was bad. Just stay in the moment and play and just go with that. So that's one of the things I've been trying to do as well. And, Gary has told me that, Anna has told me that, they're just saying, let go, because singles, not my thing. I am single, but I don't play singles. What you gonna do? But so I just, I've been trying to, do that mentally as well, just to let go and just play, because I started realizing that when I'm more relaxed, I play better and I have more fun and I just don't think about it. So we are close to wrapping up, but for all of those who missed it at the very beginning, we started off with doing 2 truths and a lie. And we want you guys to actually put in the comments what you think the truth is, what you think the lie is, so that we can go on and get with it and find out that actual answer. So the first one was, Brian's tennis idols growing up were James Blake and Serena Williams. Or number 2, during Brian's child acting career, he once yelled expletives during an audition for The Incredibles, which would break my heart, Brian, if you did. And then number 3 was, Brian failed to make the cut to become a ball boy at the US Open on 3 separate occasions. So send us your comments to let us know which ones you think they are.
Well, LOL.
But I know we have an answer from Brian. I mean, at least I think I know which one it is.
Which one?
Well, I mean, I still look at it from, I think you're too hyper. But
okay.
I couldn't understand why you would fail at becoming a ball boy.
Right.
I can see during the acting thing, because I think all of us at one point, if we've ever auditioned for anything, wanted to curse somebody out on set, regardless of what's going on. So I would say that for me, number 3 would be the lie, because I just think you're just too fast to, not be hooked up in to becoming a ball boy. So number 3 is my answer. So Gary, what's your answer?
Gary,
I'd have to say number 1.
Okay, so you think it's that Brian's tennis idols growing up were not James Blake and Serena Williams?
Yeah.
Who do you think his idols were?
Well, that's a good question. Amy Frazier?
Child. I became obsessed in 2000.
Brad Gilbert.
Okay, so a couple of answers before we actually show what the actual answer is. Nicholas Lee agrees with me. He thinks that number 3 is the lie.
Oh.
Lauren,
the lie. Lauren, my cousin, my sister.
He says number 2. Will Rogers says it's number 1.
Ooh, I love her. I got all different answers. Ooh, I got people stumped.
David Chen says he thinks it's number 1. Liza Minnelli. So if I get a drum roll, please, and that way we can go ahead and give that answer to Brian.
Brian, you do the
The
drum roll.
world.
Wait,
Huh?
oh, I do this? Like the drum roll?
It's like,
Or make the noise. Yeah.
and the answer is number 1. The lie was number 1. Brian's
Gag.
tennis idols growing up were James Blake and Venus Williams, not Serena Williams.
Let's get it right. Let's get it right.
It's
So-
close enough. It's an extension.
Yeah.
So what is it about Venus Williams and not Serena Williams that they were your idols?
Well, I mean, Serena's queen, and I'm rooting for her against anybody anyway all the time. But Venus was the one I just remember back in the day, like 2000. She was wearing this dress. It was summertime, and you live your fantasy when you're 10. It's summertime. You're just like happy, and I just remember like it was under the lights, and her skin was like Gorgina, and she was in this like I think it was orange like tube top moment, and like an orange skirt. Like she had the Puma, like an interesting design, and like she had like really good hair and. Damn, the way she moves. Oh, she's like otherworldly. Like her wingspan, her volleying, her serve. Like she is a big inspiration for me mentally, and like just because she's she's literally never hit a racket on the ground. Like she's just like business, and I'm just like class and business. Like please, and Blake just goes like, he hit the ball, girl. Did you see his forehand? Have you seen those?
And
And he makes that guttural growl. Wait, do you know his grunt? He's like, "Ugh." It's literally,
Yeah. So, and I'm with you on that because I've been a James Blake fan since the Dreads.
I have the J Block shirt. I should have wore that.
Yes. I have a J Block shirt too, and it's like he was one of the first players that I actually got to see live for the first time, like an actual live personal tennis professional play, and I was just like, oh my god, this dude is phenomenal. And this is his forehand, like you felt it in your chest. so I felt bad for anybody that was trying to come for him on the court. So
yeah. It was that match against Agassi that made me fall in love with him. This was 2005.
Oh yeah,
we lost.
Yeah. So I do have a question for you from another friend of mine that wanted to know in the GLTA. Who are your top 5 doubles partners that you would want to play with?
That I would want to?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I gotta say my boy Andre.
So go ahead.
Okay, well, I'll say Andres. Wait, if I did play with them?
Well, no, you could mention those that you've played with if you
course.
want to, but yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, playing with Andres was really great. It's great for him to be on half of the court with me and not on the other side of the dang net. He reads me like a damn book. But when we're together, like, because he's my bestie on tour, and we have great like chemistry playing doubles, and he's just like up at the net, and I'm like, thank you, but like so many times I just want to be like, thank you, boo. You were just like you just do it up at net, because I'm more baseline-y. I mean, I'm more singles. I'm more like, let me fight for the ball. And Drace will just put any volley away. You get it near him, and it's just like points over, and and so he has that strength, but he has strengths everywhere. But like I can be like, just in case it goes past him in any way, I'll be like, okay, let me keep this point in play and end it. But who I would want to play with? Oh my god! Oh, let me put this out to the world. I wish I knew like enough people. Like, oh my god! Oh god, that's putting me on the spot. Because if I pick someone on the spot, it's just going to be because they're cute, and I don't want to like. I shouldn't have said that. I could have just said that.
You don't want to punctuate that, do you?
You already said James Blake.
Now
What's
I'm
the
setting
difference?
up for spilling tea. No, God, I'm not. I don't know. Only Andres.
So you heard Andres. You're the top 5 of him.
Sydney,
So,
can we play?
huh?
Sydney, can me and you play?
I would love to do.
Let's play
love
dubs.
doubles is like my zhuzh. I love me some doubles, and like I love playing the net because I think people they assume that I'm just going to stand there and not. No, I need you to hit that ball to me at the net, because if you do, it's coming back at you. You're gonna taste fuzz. I'm ready for you. So yeah.
Okay,
I'll
you
play
pitched
that.
it to me. Let's go. Let's do it.
I am all about that net play. Yes, Let's get it
Yes.
done.
Very
So,
that. That's the only Venus thing I don't have that I want to have. Oh, I mean, it's okay, but
oh no, because see, the very first person I ever played doubles with, and I had to tell you this real quick because
Mhm.
when I first started playing doubles, I was literally that kid that stood at the net with my racket in front of my face because I was like, please don't hit it to me and please don't hit me. My
Right.
doubles partner at the time told everybody that we played, he said, whatever you do, he says, I don't care if we win or lose this match, hit the ball to him.
oh,
Slam the ball at him at the net every time he's at the net. And they did. And it made me like move and get out the way because I'm not trying to mess this up. No, it's not happening.
say it.
I
Say
love
that.
this.
Say that.
And this way too much.
We can't
The
get
only
one of
person-
these locks out of place.
Thank you. The only person that's ever got away with hitting me in my forehead with a ball was Serena Williams. And I gave that one to her because, she could take you out. But
Stop. You played with her? Wait, you really
no,
like?
I was,
Oh, you would allow it?
no, she
That
actually
would happen.
It happened. I was at the US Open and she was playing. It was Venus and Serena playing against each other. And I was in the photography pit. And they were going at it. And I was like so intrigued in the game. And I was like, I had my camera up. And then as soon as I took my camera down, Venus hit a two-handed backhand to Serena's forehand. And the ball clipped the top of her racket. And it smacked me dead in the forehead. So I was just like,
I don't mean to laugh, but like,
No. I was just like,
okay, so.
okay, I got you. I'm
I
gonna let you have
really-
that because you could take me out if you wanted to. But
Right?
I really like David Chen's comment, by the way.
Which one?
oh, he said me and Gary against Sydney and Brian. I'm all about
Okay.
it. Let's go.
I'm
Don't
down.
threaten me with a good time. Don't do it.
David, let's play at your place in Fort Lauderdale then. Oh, Nick.
And
Oh
Nick
my
said
God.
you
Oh my
dropped him.
God. Stop. Nick,
So when
please.
Nick comes,
I
when Nick
played-
comes on the
stop.
show, when Nick
I
comes
need
on
to
the
give
show,
Nick
which he will, if he reads you, I need you to be in the audience to defend yourself.
Right. Wait, can I give Nick Lee a shout out as well? Because it's hard for me to think. But I need to give Nick a shout out because we played Atlantic Cup together and that was a blast and a half. Were you there, Sydney?
Wait a minute, this was just last year.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
were there, right?
Was it? So Nicholas, I do know you because I took pictures. I was there taking pictures and I got pictures of everybody. So yes, Nicholas, I do know who you are.
Yeah, we were on that New York
Okay.
trip.
Because I didn't think I knew who he was because when Gary told me, oh, we're bringing Nicholas Lee on, I was like, yay, who is that?
Ah! No, he is the most lovely. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
That's
So
really
I'm
nice.
so looking forward. This has been awesome. I am
This
like
is so fun.
so glad. Hold on a second. Oh, Chip says hugs to you with lots of love. He had to leave out for a minute, but he's back on. He just wanted to give you lots of love to you. Everybody loves Chip. I love Chip to death.
Oh my God, he's the sweetest.
Such a
I've seen him
sweetheart.
at like a bunch of tournaments. It's great.
Yes.
He's the one who recommended Fort Lauderdale to me, and I was like,
Yeah,
"Oops."
exactly. In Fort Lauderdale, and I love all the tournaments I've been to, but Fort Lauderdale is still like one of my favorite tournaments because I think that's the one that literally helped me open up a lot to the players, not just as a player or a photographer, but just as a person in general.
Oh my
So-
God, yes.
Yeah. Now, actually, I think Gary wanted you to do your bag check. So,
I have my bag. You
so
want me
let's
to do a
see what's in
check?
your
My
bag then.
Is it
That's
cleaned
okay.
out?
What?
Is it cleaned out?
Yeah. I mean, I'll show you what's in here. You know, it's just.
Well, let's go. Show us what you
You
got.
said take your time. Oh, okay. I got the
Show
spotlight.
us what
Okay.
you're working with.
That
Well,
bag
actually, this
was
has been
very,
here a
very
while.
clean.
So if I win, I want a baby bottle pop because I have yet to have it. So I'm gonna use that.
Does it have an expiration date?
It's candy, sis. Okay, a grip, and then so what else? Oh! This is oh my God! I just want to show you just because I do stan James Blake a lot.
Oh my God, I
but
played with that racket.
That's me and James, and then he signed it. So I've had that. in my
Yes.
bag.
Aw.
Yeah, back in 08, love him to death, and then not much else. Wait, I have some stuff.
What's
What
all
about
that
you?
in the bag?
I see
Oh, I have
rain.
Airheads as well. I love candy, and then
No.
a wig.
Okay.
Just in case I want to party after the match. This is long. Girl is lengthy, but yeah.
I am too through with you right now.
Why?
Looks like My Little Pony.
Right?
My
Realness.
realness.
Realness. Yes.
I am all about it. It was so great to have you on this show with us today, Brian. You are literally hilarious. I'm so glad I've gotten a chance to get to know you and to meet you. And even if it's like Liberty, like I said, was like the first time that I met you, and you're one of those people that stayed the same throughout. I mean, everybody changes, but you've stayed the same as far as how you interact with people and how you just. It's great to see someone out there loving what they do, win or lose, because I've seen when if you didn't win a match, you didn't come off the court all angry looking and just heated. You're like, girl, let's go get some pizza. I'm good.
Right.
Let's go.
Or a drink.
Or drink.
Because if I lose, I'm like, I can go to the bar. Not like I never want to lose, but
But it's all about that. And I think that's what a lot of us want to be able to pass down to the people that are just coming into the leagues and to GLTA, USTA, whatever, that we want to be able to say it's okay to lose and still have a good attitude about it. Because if you go out with a bad attitude, my thing is right now, you didn't get a check anyway. Nobody was getting a check.
No.
Get your life somewhere else and just have a drink and be all right.
Yeah.
So
100%. And be with like people who like love the same thing you do, and everybody's like nice. I mean, it's just I can't believe I missed out.
100%.
And Sydney, I just want to say too that like meeting you is really amazing, and you've been nothing but super duper kind. And I just remember like in Tampa, I would see you, and I'm just like, okay, I'm going to Sydney. We're talking, we're kikiing, in between matches, and just like you're always someone I love to be around. Just like you're so sweet. And Gary, I know I met you, but we're gonna be kikiing more and more. You'll be seeing me play.
I hope
we're trying to get back on the courts.
If I decide to come back, we'll see.
Don't do that. Don't do that, Gary.
Abe, I need you to contact Gary Preston and get him to come down to Fort Lauderdale. So this way he can say no to us, but he can't say no to an actual tournament director. So there you go.
Right.
Oh, and Kenny Evans. Hi, Kenny. Kenny Evans says, very good sportsmanship. Absolutely.
Oh my God, Kenny. Okay, so he dropped in, so I should give him a little second real quick, because we played in Fort Lauderdale when it was raining. Never experienced this in my life. We only had to play a 4-game set to determine the winners. Gag. But here, in my mind, I'm like, ooh, big challenge, very different. Everybody's in the same boat. So let's see. And I was like, good attitude up until the match. I played Kenny. I was a nervous asshole, and he was just striking the ball. Mama did the thing. And she, and I was fighting tooth and nail, but like she hit a line on the line to win. And she was like, come on. And I was like, you better scream. You deserved that.
All of it. All of it.
Yeah, that was great.
Oh boy.
That was for you. That's for Gary from David.
I'm still waiting for that comeback. What are you talking about?
So yeah, we're trying, but thank you, Abe. And I know, and everybody, just so that you know, since I started Fort Lauderdale, and I keep going back to Fort Lauderdale is literally, it's like as soon as you hear that the tournament has opened, you need to sign up for it at that moment, because it is one of the first tournaments that I've ever wanted to go to that sells out as soon as it goes on. It's like Beyonce tickets. It's like if you don't get them then, you might have to shop them at the counter, because
you got to call the 100. You better win a contest.
Exactly, because it is not going to happen. So I am all about it. And Abe, if anybody drops out, I'm here for you. I'll be there anyway, because I love coming down to Fort Lauderdale anyway, because my best friend lives down there. But I'll be there regardless, camera in hand. But if a slot should open up, I'm available all the time, anytime. Just saying.
Please.
So again, everybody, thank you so much for joining us on Mini Break today with Brian Bradley. We had such an awesome time with him.
Amazing.
And on Wednesday, we will be doing another mini chat so that you all can get to know Mr. Gary Lee Preston and what he's all about. No questions off limits. Whether he answers them or not, it depends on if the person I get to sit by him with a baseball bat is there to make him do it. But this is the time to ask those questions, because we definitely want you guys to know who we are, as we get to know who you are, because we think it's important that we all as a community get to know each other and just drop any of the hearsay and naysaying and all that. We want everybody to know who everybody is. And I think this is a great platform for that. So we get to know you as a tennis player. We get to know you just as a person, period. So come on Wednesday at 7:00 and watch Gary try to smile through the pain like he's doing now.
Yes.
And him right together, everybody. So thanks again, everybody, for joining us. Brian, again, we love you. Thank you so much for
Love
bringing
you guys.
Thank you, Brian.
spirit on here.
Amazing. Thank you
All
so
right.
much. That was really fun. I
We'll
appreciate
talk
it.
to you soon then. Hang on.
Okay.